Now from ABC7 Eyewitness News, a First Alert weather special. Surviving the Storm. Surviving the Storm, a special presentation by the ABC7 Eyewitness News First Alert weather team. Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Jerry Taft.
You know, we're now in the heart of severe weather season, and being prepared could actually save your life. The science of predicting storms starts with the Storm Prediction Center in Oklahoma. That information is then transmitted to regional offices, including the one in suburban Romeoville. My colleague, meteorologist Phil Schwarz, traveled to Norman, Oklahoma to get a behind-the-scenes look at the Storm Prediction Center, and he also takes a look at the rebuilding effort in the wake of last year's devastating twister in Moore, Oklahoma.
All tornado and severe thunderstorm watches are issued here at the Storm Prediction Center, but when it comes time to issue a warning, that's done at the local Weather Service office in Romeoville, and that's where Jerry is.
Thanks, Phil. You know, the National Weather Service actually has well over 100 regional weather offices, a lot like this one, to monitor conditions in specific areas. I'm here in South Suburban Romeoville, where they are keeping a close eye on the Chicago area. Of course, you'll hear all about everything on ABC7 First Alert weather reports, but when the message is urgent, you'll also get them in the palm of your hand, thanks to the National Weather Service's new wireless emergency alert system. And when you're on the go and you have downloaded our ABC7 weather app, like hundreds of thousands of you already have, you get even more advanced warning. Better radar technology and cell phones enable the National Weather Service and ABC7 to get life-saving alerts out earlier than ever before. I mean, 25 years ago, the average lead time for a tornado warning was just 3 minutes prior to touchdown. Today, it's 13 minutes. That's an extra 10 minutes to seek shelter when every second counts.
Surviving the Storm, a special presentation by the ABC7 Eyewitness News First Alert weather team. Now again, here's Chief Meteorologist Jerry Taft.
Tornadoes can strike at any time. Last November, a rare outbreak of twisters roared through central Illinois, killing 3 people in Washington and destroying or damaging more than 1,000 buildings. Now, 5 months later, there's a massive rebuilding effort still underway in Washington. Nearly 150 miles southwest of Chicago, Washington is a city of 15,000 people. In total, damages to property alone, Tracy, in Washington, estimated over $140 million.
And Jerry, that same supercell that spawned the tornadoes in Washington went on to take aim at Coal City, a town of 5,000 in Grundy County. Well, we headed there to see how some of the youngest in Coal City are coping. In all, more than 225 families in Coal City and Diamond were impacted by the storm, and the outpouring of support continues today. Over $200,000 has been donated to a couple tornado relief funds so far. If you would like to lend a hand, just log on to our website. It's abc7chicago.com, and we'll show you how.
Surviving the Storm. Now, here's meteorologist Mike Caplan from the ABC7 Eyewitness News First Alert weather team.
There's no such thing as guaranteed safety when a tornado strikes. The most violent tornadoes can level and blow away almost any house and its occupants. Where is the best place to seek shelter if you're at home? What precautions do you need to take? And what if you're out in a public arena when extreme severe weather roars through? There is another underlying safety threat that puts lives at risk: flooding. With more on that, here's meteorologist Phil Schwarz. Phil?
Thanks, Mike. As you know, April is traditionally a very rainy month. And when those April showers turn into torrential downpours, the result can be severe flooding. And while some flooding is always inevitable, remaining safe means practicing some good old common sense.
Surviving the Storm. More from the ABC7 Eyewitness News First Alert weather team when we return.
I'd like to thank the Museum of Science and Industry for hosting us here in the Science Storms exhibit.
It is 2 floors and 26,000 square feet of hands-on learning about our passion, the weather.
Yeah, check it out for yourself and find out the science behind tsunamis, lightning, avalanches,
and tornadoes, including this 40-foot vortex. It really is an amazing exhibit.
This spring and summer, you're going to see plenty of watches and warnings. We run them immediately on our broadcast in the form of a crawl as they are issued. It's important to note the difference between a watch and a warning. A watch means that conditions are favorable for damaging storms to occur. They last for hours and usually cover large parts of states. Think of a watch as an early heads up. A warning, on the other hand, is a call to action. It means severe weather is occurring. If a tornado warning is issued for your area, take cover right away.
You should seek shelter in the lowest level of a building, get under something sturdy, and avoid windows. If you live in a mobile home, leave immediately and find a shelter, preferably underground. And if you're in your car, seek shelter and don't try to outrun a tornado. Some twisters can travel at speeds greater than 60 miles per hour.
A reminder, as many of us will be spending more time outdoors, whether it's a Little League game, an outdoor concert, a round of golf, or shopping at the mall, you can always have the radar at your fingertips to keep an eye on the possibility of storms. Download our ABC7 weather app on your mobile device. That way you can stay ahead of severe weather and receive watches and warnings for the area you may be in at the time.
You can find all the safety tips by logging on to our website, abc7chicago.com. And you can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For the entire ABC7 Eyewitness News First Alert Weather Team, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Taft.